Hey guys, welcome back to this channel for your stimulus package, stimulus check update. Unfortunately, I think we might have some actually good news. Now, as I say good news, nothing is approved yet, and nothing is set in stone yet, but looks like we possibly could get a stimulus check, but it's going to be not $1,200. It's going to be half of $1,200. And the way it's looking, it will be $600 for adults and $600 for all children. So let me go over this with you guys, and let's see what they're saying. This just come out. Now, the White House proposes dramatically lower unemployment benefits in exchange for $600 stimulus checks. Now, the Trump administration Tuesday proposed an economic relief package that would offer far skimpier federal unemployment benefits than what has been proposed by a bipartisan group of lawmakers, adding an element of uncertainty into the fragile stimulus negotiations, according to people familiar with the matter. Now, instead, Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin has proposed, the lawmakers approve another stimulus check worth $600 per person and $600 per child. The people familiar with the plan said, speaking on condition of annulment to share details of the private deliberations, the new White House proposal was a non-starter for Democrats and a rejection of the bipartisan efforts that have gotten the two parties closer to a compromise on a legislative package aimed signs that the U.S. economy is deteriorating under the increased strength of the coronavirus. Now, anything, guys, is better than nothing. Even if it was $200, $300, anything is better than. I know that's not going to pay the rent up. I know $600, all that's going to do, guys, listen. That'll pay maybe a bill and put some food on the table for a month, if that. I mean, I want to do that, but you've got to look at it that it's better than not getting nothing from the government, because that's a shame. That makes our country look shameful. There's other countries giving their citizens that amount. I mean, government just don't care about us. I'm not saying all of them, but Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump does not care about the American people. Now, under the bipartisan framework released last week by a group of moderate senators, Congress would approve about $180 billion in new federal unemployment benefits for tens of millions of jobless Americans. That would be enough to fund federal supplementary unemployment benefits at least $300 per week, while extending various unemployment programs that are set to expire at the end of the year. Now, the framework did not include another round of stimulus payments. By contrast, Mnuchin has submitted a plan to provide about $40 billion in new funding for federal unemployment benefits. Mnuchin's plan would extend expiring benefits, but does not include any supplementary federal benefit, meaning millions of jobless workers would receive no additional federal help. One person familiar with the plan said a spokeswoman for the Treasury Department declined to comment. The plan submitted by Mnuchin is almost certain to be viewed as a non-starter by congressional Democrats, who have been adamant that the federal government provide additional income support to laid-off workers. It could also revive talks over stimulus negotiations. Now, in a joint statement, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Charles E. Schumer strongly criticized the proposal by the White House. The bipartisan talks are the best hope for a partisan solution, the statement said. The president's proposal starts by cutting the unemployment insurance proposal being discussed by partisan members of the House and Senate from $180 billion to $40 billion. That is unacceptable. The White House proposal is in line with the conservative turn among congressional Republicans to economic relief talks in recent days. Now, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell did not include a second round of stimulus payments in the relief proposal that he released last week. McConnell also proposed including no additional supplementary federal unemployment benefits in his proposal. That marked a reversal in his position from before the election, when Senate Republicans pushed for federal unemployment benefits at $300 per week. Now, President Trump previously backed extending federal unemployment benefits at elevated levels. Now, in August, the president unilaterally approved a $300 per week extension of benefits without congressional approval. Now, Trump has privately indicated a willingness to send another round of stimulus checks of as much as $2,000, according to one person in direct communication with the president. Congress in March approved a round of $1,200 stimulus checks that the Treasury Department disbursed to more than 100 million American families in a matter of weeks. A second round of stimulus checks was left out of the $908 billion bipartisan framework unveiled last week by a group of moderate senators hoping to break the months-long impasse over stimulus negotiations. Senator Josh Hawley and Bernie Sanders have been pushing for the checks to be included in the final package, with Sanders going as far as saying he will vote against the relief legislation unless they are approved. Trump's name was printed on the first round of stimulus checks sent during the spring and summer. We don't care about his name being printed on nothing. I do, guys. I honestly do believe that there's going to be a stimulus package, or stimulus check in this bill. Now, whether it's going to be $1,200, whether it's going to be $600, I don't know. $1,200 will be a lot nicer, but if it's $600, take it, because it's better than not getting nothing from these scumbags. Now, while the amount is yet to be determined, direct payments to American workers continue to be a high priority of the president's, a White House spokesperson said in a statement. Now, Mnuchin issued a statement Tuesday evening saying the White House has made a $916 billion proposal to Congress on what it would seek in the New Deal. Lawmakers are working this week to reach agreement on a variety of divisive policy questions, including how to approach aid to state and local governments. Now, a liability shield to grant legal immunity to firms over coronavirus-related lawsuits. A number of critical emergency aid programs are set to expire if Congress does not act now, including unemployment benefits for more than 12 million people and a federal eviction moratorium. Congress is expected to approve a one-week continuing resolution this week to avert a shutdown of the federal government after December the 11th. The urgency of negotiations has led to a flurry of activity on Capitol Hill. Now, one of the leaders of the $908 billion framework acknowledged support for a second round of stimulus payments, but said the group's effort was more narrowly aimed at those in need. You know, some of them just don't want to give people the money. They don't want to send people a stimulus check. Some of them just wants to give it to these rich ass companies that don't need it. That's their friends that at least come up. For instance, Mitch McConnell on the PPP funding. Like I said, on the first round of the first package they done, his wife got a big chunk of that money for her family business. That's why he's pushing so hard for it now, so she can get another cut of it. Nobody in Congress, nobody in the Senate, or nothing in the government, nobody in the government should get anything of this money. Absolutely not. Why? Because they don't need it. Look at all the families that there's on the street. Can't put food on the table. But yet they want to give it to these companies. They're rich family members. They're sickening. These politicians are sickening. They're gagging and sickening. Now, I know there's considerable public support for it, but right now we're targeting struggling families, failing businesses, healthcare workers, and we don't have a stimulus check to every single person, regardless of need, Collins told reporters. Howley expressed frustration on Tuesday about negotiators being pretty dug in on the idea of not including checks. Now, there's quite a few of them in there. Biggest majority of them is pushing for the check, the $1,200 payment to the people. They are pushing for it, so let's hope it happens. Now, he added, I see them saying things like this. Is an emergency relief bill? I don't know what's more an emergency than working people and families who are having to get into food lines. I don't understand that logic at all. Senator John Thune, the second-ranking Senate Republican, told reporters that there is also considerably more opposition to the stimulus payments, adding, if something else falls out, maybe that falls in. But at this point, it's not a part of the discussion at this point, but it could be. We'll see. Now, Senate Majority Leader Charles E. Schumer told reporters Tuesday that many Democrats support the stimulus payments, but that they should be added to the $908 billion framework. They should. Rather than included in exchange for another provision, Senator Richard Durbin, the second highest ranking Senate Democrat, told reporters that it would be hard to include the checks without cutting other priorities from the package, giving Republicans insistence on keeping the bill's price tag below $1 trillion. The stimulus checks have divided economists as well as lawmakers. Economists as well as lawmakers. Some economists point out that millions of stimulus checks were received by families that are prospering economically and have not lost jobs or suffered pay cuts. Arguing that they were poorly targeted for the current crisis, other economists have said that the checks help stabilize a turbulent economy and reach many people struggling economically. Now, who were denied unemployment benefits or other forms of social insurance. As August analysts by the Urban Institute, a citrus think tank found that additional stimulus checks would keep 6.3 million people out of poverty. House Democrats have included more generous versions of the $1,200 stimulus checks in their stimulus proposals. Now, what do you all think? We've heard this for months and months that they're going to put a stimulus check in, that we're going to get a stimulus check. They have made so many proposals and come up with so many bills, but yet we've seen nothing. They have let the American people down. I know there's going to be people out there that's that don't understand a lot of this stuff, but for the people that does, you know what I'm talking about. Our government just absolutely don't care about us. It's a shame that we got a couple people in Congress that can stop everything or hold everything up. For instance, Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi. Right now, Mitch McConnell, he just don't want to give us a stimulus check, and it's got to go through him. And Nancy Pelosi, it's a shame that it has to be that way. I mean, they're there to help the American people. They're there to take care of stuff like that, and that's what they're paid to do. They're rich, they're filthy rich. I mean, look at the millions they probably stole. Look at all the favors they have done to get stuff passed into law. I mean, truth's the truth. Truth will be the truth in the world. I mean, guys, I get upset myself sometimes. I can't even talk straight, but I try not to do that. But the point is, let's hope they put a stimulus check in this. I do believe they will. Whether it be $600, whether it be $1,200, either way, it's better than nothing. It's better than not getting nothing from the government, from the United States government. It's better than nothing. So let's hope that happens. But guys, I just want to go over that with you. I thought that was kind of some good news. So we'll see what happens. But guys, I'll make another video tomorrow. And until next time, stay safe. God bless.